African-American children in Birmingham, Alabama, the civil rights movement was already part of their lives during the 1960s. While many parents and civil rights leaders were cautious about involving young people in the protests, it turned out that the brave actions of their children helped make lasting impressions and ignite major change in Birmingham at a key turning point in the movement. In early 1963, Southern Christian Leadership Conference leaders, Dr. Martin Luther King Jr., Reverend Ralph Abernathy, and local Birmingham leader of the Alabama Christian Movement for Human Rights, Fred Shuttlesworth, came together to lead a campaign to desegregate Birmingham, a city notorious for its discriminatory practices. A plan was put in place for a series of nonviolent protests and mass meetings which were held at the 16th Street Baptist Church with local adults and their children. The first phase of the campaign resulted in many arrests, including Dr. King, who wrote his powerful Letter from a Birmingham Jail on April 16th from behind bars. A circuit court judge had issued an injunction against protesting, picketing, demonstrating, and boycotting, providing the legal grounds for mass arrests. As the campaign continued that month, SCLC leader James Bevel started to enact plans for a children's crusade that he and other leaders believed might shake things up in Birmingham. Thousands of children were trained in nonviolent tactics, and on May 2nd, they left the 16th Street Baptist Church in groups, headed throughout the city to protest segregation peacefully. More than 1,000 students skipped school to participate in the protest, ranging in ages from 7 to 18. The young people held picket signs and marched in groups of 10 to 50, singing freedom songs. However, they were not met with a peaceful response. On the first day of the protest, hundreds of children were arrested. By the second day, Commissioner of Public Safety Bull Connor ordered police to spray the children with powerful water hoses, hit them with batons, and threaten them with police dogs. Despite this harsh treatment, children continued to participate in the demonstrations over the next few days. Footage and photographs of the violence against the children in Birmingham circulated throughout the world, causing an uproar and outcry. On May 5th, protesters marched to the city jail where many of the young people were still being held. They sang protest songs and continued their tactics of nonviolent demonstration. Finally, local officials agreed to meet with civil rights leaders and hash out a plan to end the protests. On May 10th, an agreement had been reached with city leaders agreeing to desegregate businesses and free all who had been jailed during the demonstrations. Weeks later, the Birmingham Board of Education announced that all students who had been involved in the Children's Crusade would be expelled, but the decision was ultimately overturned by the Court of Appeals. In June, President John F. Kennedy announced his intentions to establish new civil rights legislation that would end segregation in Birmingham. He was motivated by the events in Birmingham, including student protest marches, which were now collectively called the Birmingham Children's Crusade. The children's protest led to a series of crucial events over the next year. Dr. King led the March on Washington in August 1963, and in September, the Ku Klux Klan bombed the 16th Street Baptist Church, killing 4 young girls. President Kennedy was assassinated in November 1963, and President Lyndon Johnson signed the 1964 Civil Rights Act on July 2nd, exactly 14 months after the first students marched in Birmingham. And if you didn't know, now you know.